Hey guys, I'm Mr. Tran and welcome to Statistic. Before we do anything much more in depth in statistic, let's cover something really basic. This is the basic definition of a set. Set is basically some collections, a collection to be specifically, of things. You can have a collection of many things, such as you can have a collections of your shoes, a collection of games, etc., etc. So when you write a set, it's you have to put a curly bracket around that. So also in this note, to be more specific, for down the road, when you write a set, I need you to put the name in front of a set. And you put the equal sign. You put the curly bracket when you list the items in the set. So in the set, you can have like many items, like item 1, item 2, and so on. A perfect example right here would be a set of a number between 1 and 5. If you want to list a set of a number between 1 and 5, it's going to be something like this, curly bracket in front. The items going to be inside, so 1 will be items number 1, 2 going to be items number 2, and 3, 4, and 5, and so on. Which lead to the next questions. What is a union? The best thing to describe about a union is it's like a marriage. Basically, what is belong to you gonna become to his, will become to what is his become to you. Your BS may become his BS, vice versa. So the best way to explain this, the notation of a union in here, notations, it's basically a letter U, a capital letter U. That's gonna be your notations. So if you want to express that a union of A and B, union of A and B, it's gonna be something like this: A U B. Quick example down here. A particular flower contains roses, carnations, baby bread, and a second particular has roses, lilies, daisies, but bouquet, I don't know how to spell that, put into the same vase. So the first one, you have a collection of rose, carnations, baby bread. The second will have a collection will have rose, lily, daisy. So if you wish to express that, the first collection union with the second collections, first, U, second. It will include all of them, which is rose, carnations, baby breath, lily, daisy. Noticing that we're missing something here. So we miss one collection of rose. The reason why I'm missing this because should be missing one rose because rows repeat. All of the first, all of the second, please do not include repeat in there. Because when you talk about collection, a repeat just basically we count it as one only. So let's go to the first example out here. Well, suppose that we have P is a collection of let's just like a 5, multiple of 5, from 5, 10, 15, 20. And Q is a collection of 8, 10, 18, and 20. Now they ask you to find the union of P union Q. So let me underline this. They ask us to find P union Q. So now, usually in statistics, the best way to see this or to visualize this will be using the Venn diagram. So here, I'm going to make a quick Venn diagram. And since I do notice that I have a 10 repeat on both of them, also the 20, I have to draw two Venn diagram, and they are overlapping each other at one point because of these two collection repeat. So first Venn diagram, second Venn diagram. So now the first Venn diagram is supposed to call that P, second diagram call it Q, and I'm still going to list out every single item they have. Let's see, 5 we have here, 10 is a peak, so it has to be in the middle. 15, 20. We do the same thing on the Q. However, since 10 and 20 repeat, I don't have to rewrite them twice, which is going to cause me mass confusions down the road. So I'm just going to go ahead and write down the items that I have in Q. So it's going to be 8 and 10 here. I don't have to rewrite them. 18 and 20 here. I don't have to write them. So now since they ask us to find the union of P and Q, technically they ask us to find these things here. So basically they ask us to find all this. Now just saying that the middle thing has an overlap pattern. So to write them out as a union, a set of union, it's going to be P union Q. So for P union Q, I'll write them out. So it's going to be involving every single items that I have for here. So the first one, if I kind of picky and I want to be in increasing order, it's going to be 5, 8, 10, 15, 18, and 20. So how do you write that a set? Well, step 1 on this thing will be make a Venn diagram. Step 2, after you finish the Venn diagram, you how can I erase this? Put in the data. Right. I would say you write the items. This set into Please remember this. No repeat. If you put any repeat in there, that's going to give you a huge confusion and a lot of headache down the road. And the last one would be write down the set. Alright, so on question number 2. Let's suppose that we have a set of even number from 1 to 12. That's A to be a set of even number from 1 to 12. So in this particular thing here, it's really hard for me to visualize this thing or to understand how many data I have. So I will have to do something before I go to step number 1, which is to make a Venn diagram. So I'll kind of like write down the collection that I have for A, even number. Please remember, this is the step before step number 1, which is make a Venn diagram. Why do I need this? Because I can't visualize this thing, or I cannot list them out from 1 to 12 as even numbers. This extra step will save you a lot of time. Yeah, you may say it's too much, but trust me. So for even number 1 to 12, meaning I will have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Ooh, oopsie. And then 12. 1 to 12, even number only. And let's suppose to be a set of number between 5 and 15. Just a number. There's no specific in there. I just want just a number, nothing else. So let's see here. 5 to 15, so it's going to be a bunch of them. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 of them. Not too bad. I see worse. Alright, so step 1. Once we have this thing out, we can see, well, this is all the data we have. And we can go ahead and do step number 1, make a Venn diagram. So Venn diagram in here, this should be kind of running out of space here. I do notice that in here I have some couple of numbers that overlapping, such as number. Oh shoot, that's not what I want. This should be this one. 6, 8, 10, 12. See, 1, 2, 3, 4. So suppose that this thing here, that should be enough for 4 of them. I'm going to put 4 of them in here first, in case I forget. 6, 8, 10, 12. That's the one between them. And over here, going to be set A, B. So now, once I got that, I'll have to put out the rest of them, which is step number 2. Write the item, so input the data. Write the data in the set. And please remember, no repeat. So start writing the item in there. So 2, 4. That's it on my A. For my B, it's going to be 5, 7, 9, 11, 13, 14, 15. See, it's quite space consuming here. So, step number 3, the last one. Break the set. So in this case here, they asked me to find the union of set A and B. Union, so A, union, B. Now set A and B in this case here, obviously, is going to be a collection between almost pretty much everything from A and B. So it's going to be a really long list here. So the first one is going to be 2, 4, and then from after 4, you write up to 15. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Really long list, but it's not too bad. So once you finish this, please go to the next one, which is intersection. Alright, so intersection is a little bit different than union. Like I said before, union is basically a marriage. Your BS become his BS become your BS, vice versa. However, the intersection is something that they have in common. Remember, something in common between them. So by definition, it has to be something in common. So the notation of this will be the upside down U. That's going to be the notation of intersections. Alright, so let's suppose I go to the first example here. Suppose you have a following set here. Set A is going to be a collection of 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, 13, which basically odd number. The second of all will be the set of B. It's going to be a collection of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then I ask you, what is the union? What is the intersections? So by definition, intersection is going to be something like this. And this means that A, set A to be exact, set A intersect set B. Alright, so set A intersects set B. And by definition, we know that it has to be something that they have in commons between those two sets. So if I look at those two wonderful sets here, I'm going to underline the one that they have in commons. So the first one will be 1, because they both have 1, 3, 3, 5, 7, 5, 7. So they list them out, which is this one here. And please remember the golden rules. No repeat. Alright, so let's go to the first example here. Alright, so let's suppose that we have, pretty much the same thing. Let's A is the set of even number from 1 to 12. B is the set of number from 5 to 15. So this again, I'm just gonna write them out so you can visualize these things. So set A here, set B here. Really ugly curly bracket. So the first one would be 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Close it. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. Running out of space there. Alright, so then I read the questions and it's ask me, what is the one thing they have what is the intersection of A and B? Now, let's say pretty much the same thing on this step here. Step 1 should be make the Venn diagram. So you can visualize these things. So I'm going to draw 2 Venn diagram. As usual, I will prefer my right hand side be A, my left hand side would be B. Alright, so then step 2, you write the items in the set into the Venn diagram. Items are in a set. Into the Venn diagram. And please remember the golden rules, no repeat. So just add some time here since we already know what's going to be. I'm just going to go ahead and write them down. So here, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 7, 9, 11, 13, 14, 15. Okay. Now, since the question asks us the intersection between A and B, which is the one thing that they have in common, since we have a Venn diagram, we clearly to see that this particular part right here is the one thing that they have in common. Because why? Because if you draw a line between them, you should be able to see that the middle part will be overlapping to each other, not just once but twice. So now I'm going to write down my answer here. A intersect with B. And this particular set here, it should be 6, 8, 10, 12. Oops. Right this up. Not really fancy or really hard to see this, especially after you have the Venn diagram. Also, quick remark here, Venn diagram is the best way you can see anything, including set. It's going to be really valuable tool furthermore down the road. And since we're doing good on time, let's finish the last page. Alright, so the last page is a little bit intensive. I'm just going to ignore this. Let's see. This thing is a little bit down the road here. It's going to be next week, so I'm going to ignore these things. This thing will make much better sense once you comprehend these things and the basic foundation of statistics, which is the probability. So that's the last example here. So last example, which is this part here. Alright, so let A be the set of odd number from 1 to 11. And since I cannot pull any number out of my head, I'm just going to write down A, say odd number, 1 to 11. So 1 to 11, we will have odd number only. 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11. Second of all, they like say that let B be the set of number from 7 to 11. Just a set of number, meaning it's going to be everything between them. As long as they are numbers, you have to put it in there. So in here, it's going to be 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Alright, so let's read the questions. Let's see, ask us the intersection of A and B. So we follow the step here, Venn diagram. Since I have 11, 7, 9, they kind of repeat, so automatically I have to make 2 circles overlapping at the middle because they have a repeat. Put it in there, you should have 7, 9, and 11. And everything in set A, which is the remaining of them, would be 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11 is in there. And set B will be 8, 10. So now they ask us to find the intersections, which is things that they have in common. So in here, the things that they have in common will be A upside down U, B. Things they have in common: 7, 9, and 11. Alright, I know I go a little bit too fast in here, so if you have any questions, feel free to contact me via Remind. Google Classroom is also the best way to contact. Also, I would have a Zoom session pretty much every day. If you have any question about the set theory, feel free to